All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket for the attorneys. There's a little snafu. So if you have someone who is an inmate, they're going to be brought over, but we're going to be behind schedule on having the inmates brought over. They'll be brought over as quickly as possible, but there's a limited number of deputies. So we'll get them here as quickly as we can. So in custody is Nathan Martinez, Julio Smith.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Smith is stuck in traffic on 281. It should be here in 5 to 10 minutes, I believe.
All right, thank you. Jordan Estrada is in custody. James Ross, Rakeem Asmore, Randy Folsom, Randy Wayne Folsom, that's custody. Tony Rodriguez, Luis Rivera, custody. Alexis Gonzalez, Alexis Emiliano Gonzalez. Joseph Harris, Joshua Harris. Johnny Aguirre, custody. Thomas Wagner. And I know, Deputy Laura, there is no longer any snow outside, so there should be no excuses. Jose Garcia Corona, Arnulfo Esquivel, Alan Searcy, Jeffrey Guerrero, Miguel Contreras, Jessica Doberman, Jesse Garza, Juan Clara, custody. Ariante de la Cruz.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Thank you. Nathan Martinez, custody. Ricardo Martinez, custody. Francisco Galza Martinez, thank you. Leonardo Bologna, custody. Kendall Smith, custody. Thomas Griffin Williams.
Present, Your Honor, we're ready whenever the court is.
Thank you. Jonathan Allen, Jonathan Kane Allen. Thank you. Ezekiel Neely. Ezekiel Neely. Justin Guzman. Justin Keith Guzman. Alberto Sanchez. Alberto Sanchez. Marlon Artis Phillips. Martin Phillips. Omar Sanchez. Elazar Ibanez. Nathan Martinez. Custody. Michael John Mora. Custody. All right, anyone who's present, your name was not called or you came in late. All right, attorneys, these are the rules. Please follow these rules. You're not ready to approach the court unless you have conferred with the state and conferred with your client. If your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, we will need an interpreter called down. Let the clerk know that you will need an interpreter. Once all of those things have been done, then you're ready to approach the court. You need to have the clerk pull the file. Just let them know. I will call you in the order of appearance. Please do not stare the court down because I will call you in the order in which you'll appear. And I will call you once I'm ready to call you. So those are the rules. Snow time is over. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the snow. Wasn't enough to make a snowman though, Bashan. Yeah. Did you enjoy Bali? Were you here for the snow or no?
No, I was not. I just got back yesterday.
So she enjoyed Bali, guys. Nice weather. hanging near the waters and not staring the primates in the eyes.
Exactly.
That's a challenge if you do that. All right, everyone, please confer.
Oh.
All right, just have a seat. Deputy Mahia, Deputy Laura, Ezekiel Neely is here. Ezekiel Neely, you need to be on the first row. Vashon? On Thomas Williams, I'm reading the violation report. They don't have any reports from the provider, and the provider, it says that the provider no longer has their lease and they canceled all services. Sure. Yes.
On Mr. Williams, on his case, there are several progress reports notated.
Mhm.
It takes a while for me to pull each and every one of them,
Mhm.
but from my understanding from what I've read in the file was that the progress reports indicate that he was doing well. There
Okay.
were no concerns at this time. So what they're trying to do is satisfy that condition.
Okay, because what they're saying in the supplemental report, they said the treatment provider did not submit progress reports, status reports, or certificates of completion.
Status report
Williams, it's in the second, well, the second full paragraph, the last sentence.
So up until April, there have been several progress reports that indicate he's doing well.
All right, so if anybody can get in touch with the treatment provider and tell them there needs to be a certificate of completion.
Check with the manager of Silver Ridge.
All right, thank you.
You can step in or you can step out. Please leave our
All right, the back, you all need to have a seat.
far as proactive about it.
Good morning.
Morning.
So.
Wagner? Thomas Wagner? Good morning.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
An approach on that, Mr. Guzman, Judge.
Yes.
Here on that probation review, but apparently he's in custody in Atascosa County. And I think we're supposed to try to have some sort of a Zoom.
Yes.
Do I have time to go to another court
Yes.
real quickly and then I'll be
Yes.
back? Thank you, Judge.
Norma, did you, okay, all right, thank you. No, and I put the Zoom number over there. All right, I'll give you another copy. Yes.
As long as the treatment providers use the
Mhm.
but they are. Especially for a couple of years, so the telephone is good to go. He's been doing the treatment since 2020.
Mhm.
The provider did not provide any type of. He just kind of left. Didn't,
Who is the treatment provider and what's his number?
Wow. If you can provide the treatment provider's information, is it on the report that was already?
No, I just need the number of the treatment provider.
Think I haven't talked to him ever since. How long has that been? Okay. So the last.
He looks fantastic. He does. Oh, Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's turning 90.
Oh, my gosh. And I've already passed that point. I'm like, I don't like the long drives.
Okay, so this is the provider that he's been in my over almost a month.
Okay.
Not answering any phone calls or anything. That's even on call. That's it's been frustrating.
Okay.
What we do is we can stay in as long as they need to, but based on their progress. He is seeing where people are staying on 7 years, they would ask me why this all this happening is staying in the program.
Okay.
Like, so they're reviewing obviously all of this. Myself previously, and they're also reviewing all the other cases to see if these people really need to stay in the program because it could so then it could be something.
Okay. All right. Let me see something real quick. And Vashon, this is Paul Martinez, correct? Waiting for him to call. All right, so attorneys who are coming in, if you have a client who is in custody, there was a just 1 second, sorry. Hello, Mr. Martin. Jason, did you enjoy the snow? Did you enjoy the snow?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like one snowball.
Yeah. Well, I walked in the MLK March.
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, it was freezing. So I got up at 7 a.m. because they had a breakfast
Oh, yeah.
at 8 a.m. And of course, there was a serious debate at the breakfast because I informed people that sugar does not go on grits. So some of the people from North Carolina is like, yeah, it does. I'm like, no, it does not. It's just butter and maybe some pepper, call it a day. So after we did that, then we marched, which I was like, great, I'm going to burn some extra calories because it's cold. So we did the march and we had parked at the restaurant. And then after we finished the march, we was like, oh, we'll just walk back to the restaurant. So there was another mile. So I got that day, I probably did about 6 miles.
Oh, wow. I mean, especially in the cold like that.
Oh, yes. But once you started walking, it wasn't so bad.
If you were properly dressed, and I tell you what, I mean, it's better than it being like wet.
Oh, my gosh. If it would have rained, although I would have been prepared, but I would have just been like,
Oh, I mean, it reminds, because I did, you know, those, the rock and roll half
Mhm.
marathon a couple of times.
Mhm.
And the last time I did it, I was like, I did it 2 times. I was like, I'm never doing it again. Maybe 3 times. Like, I'm never doing it again
Mhm.
because it was raining.
Mhm.
It was windy and it was below 30.
oh, my gosh.
And I was like, this is miserable. I had a trash bag on at one point. I finally tore it off around the mile.
You're just like,
I was like, this is crazy.
oh, my gosh.
I was like, I'll never do it again. At any time I've gone to a race and it's like raining, I'm like,
Well, thank goodness my mom, she always sends me things. So she sent me some great shoes.
oh, yeah.
Because if you get, she always says, if you keep your head warm and your feet warm, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So there, my feet were warm and toasty. And I called her, I'm like, Mom, the shoes you said, they feel so great.
Oh,
And she's like, well, make sure you have your scarf and cover your ears. I'm like, my ears are covered.
oh,
But so it was fun. I will tell you, the people who enjoyed the weather, I shouldn't say people, but the Huskies,
oh, I bet.
they were loving it.
They were just like,
They're like, this feels great.
I mean, most of it was funny because my dog, he's fluffy.
Mhm.
But I mean, my sister works at a vet tech, so she always gets him groomed for me.
Mhm.
And she's like, oh, hey, I went and got your dog at your house and I took him to get his haircut.
Mhm.
I was like, well, it's just about to get
Oh,
cold.
yeah.
And so he was shaved. I mean, like his hair's like, we're usually about this
Mhm.
long.
Yeah.
And then he'd go down and he's like, he's just standing there and I'm like, he looks so much smaller.
Yeah.
He looks like he was freezing to death.
Yeah.
He's in my house right now. And I have this couch that my mom gave me.
Mhm.
It's white leather.
Ah,
And that dog loves, around me, he won't get on the couch.
Mhm.
But as soon as I leave, he just sort of sneaks up there and I put all this stuff all over the couch, you
Mhm.
know, all over the couch so he won't get on there. And I don't know how he does it, but he finds like a little spot.
Mhm.
Doesn't knock those things off, but sort of finagles through there and lays down. The other day, he had his head up on the back
Mhm.
and like, I was like, what? Because I had a camera set up
Yeah.
in there so I could see him.
Yeah.
And I was like, if that thing had a mic.
does your dog need an attorney?
He
You got-
probably does. He's gonna need one because I mean, I'm getting tired of it taking a
But see,
bit.
your mom and my mom are sort of alike because my mom had a white leather sofa.
So, yeah.
And it was just like, okay, can't spill anything. Let's not
Exactly.
spill anything. But yeah, those were the days. Yeah.
I'll tell you.
I miss those days with the Curtis Mathis TV. You know what somebody said? Nobody ever stole televisions
Back
in the
then.
past because you couldn't. And so,
Well, if you were stealing, you were very good in physical shape because if you're taking off of those,
yeah, because my mom still has her Curtis Matthews. It works.
wow.
But of course, she doesn't use it. She uses something else. But the Curtis Matthews that had the record player with it,
Oh my
the
God.
8-track, it had everything. So we still have the Curtis Mathis.
I still have an 8-track somewhere in my sister's thing where with my dad had gotten my two older sisters like stereos with the 8-tracks and record player and everything, but it had a record thing on the 8-track.
Yes.
And they recorded me singing Grease Lightning.
Oh,
And it's on some 8-track somewhere.
we need to bring that out. But young people never understand or appreciate the fact that you could not release an 8-track and not have every song on there be
Oh, yeah.
good, because you can't, there's no fast forward on that.
Go. And you have to go back, because
Yes.
it was, what did it have, like, a lot of them had 4 sections,
Yes,
and you could go to each section.
yes,
And then, I mean, I remember that, and then like always the flip side. It's like nobody, like cassette tapes, when they came out,
Yes.
nobody would know the flip side.
no,
And it's just like, and then it was like, they got smart, they put one song on the one side and then one on the other.
oh,
And then, of course, the 45s.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they would never understand when something happened to the tape and you have to take it out
Oh.
and then twist it
Yeah,
and then try to put
get
some
the
tape on it.
pencil.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Still-
Really good time.
Man, those were the days. They were trying days, but those were the days.
Have you ever done it where like the tape would break
Yes,
and I get scotch tape, cut it and like tape it together and it would skip, but it would work.
yes.
And I was like, I've done that with the VHS tape, like, I'm like,
Mhm.
like what, you know, like, and I was like, and you know, I was like, I used to watch Goonies all the
Oh,
time.
yes.
And it broke, so I was like, I got the scotch tape, taped it up, and it worked.
I still have my VHS tapes.
Oh my gosh.
And back in the day, I don't know if it was legal or not, but you know, you would tape your programs. And I still have The Adventures of Briscoe County Junior on VHS.
That's hilarious.
I love Briscoe County Junior.
I mean, I still would argue with my mom was, how do you record on the VCR?
Yes. Oh, let me just tell you, I was an expert with the TV. So when I was home, I would record and then pause it when the commercials.
Oh,
came on.
wow. Wow,
So
that's pretty
if you
that's
watch a
dedicated.
void original VHS tape, you will not have any commercials.
Cool. That's like when you're recording with the cassettes off the radio.
Yeah.
It's like you always got about the beginning of the song.
Yes.
It's like it started and then it would stop. My
Yes.
sister was the worst. It's like she would be making a cassette tape or something
Mhm.
like that. And then like the song would be going and then it would just cut off. I'm like, you gotta wait. You gotta fade out.
Okay, here we are confessing to crimes. I think the statute has run
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Because I don't think we were allowed to.
We were Napster before Napster was around.
Yeah, we were. And then you would share it with your friends.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I remember one kid that used to make cassette tapes and trying to sell them for like $1.
Yeah.
The kids at the school, it was hilarious.
Okay, the only thing I would sell, I would never sell cassette tapes, but to make money, you would do the freeze cups. And you just get the Kool-Aid packets were, you know, $1 for 10.
Yeah.
And then you would get the styrofoam cups. You would get a lot of styrofoam cups for like $2. And then I would sell them, put them in the freezer and sell it for 25 cents.
Oh, my God.
Children would come knocking under a freeze cup.
Oh, wow. I did the Kool-Aid stand. I mean, I actually built the Kool-Aid stand
Yeah.
and had it out front.
Your overhead was too high building the stand.
It was scrap. It was all scrap, so I built it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, the cops would come by.
See, I didn't do that. And then I determined that the styrofoam cups were the best because when you're eating the freeze cup, you can just tear
tear it
this.
apart. Yeah.
Those were the days. All right, who's here on Julio Smith? All right, so you need to make sure that you're on time next time, okay? I understand that the traffic is bad and 281 is bad, but, all right. And thank you for dressing appropriate for court. You always do, but I appreciate that. All right, so today is the final day for discovery. Counsel, if you'll state your name. All right, so do you have all of the discovery?
We have obtained the arrest record, the arrest pictures from the federal marshals. So we did receive that. The prosecutor did meet with the complainant and tried to see if there were any other videos that we were looking for, but she's confirmed that there are no other videos. The prosecutor also stated that she's confident that there's no pictures taken from the university hospital by the officers. We had believed that maybe there were, but the officer was sent away and she's pretty confident that there are no pictures.
All right, so is there anything else you think that maybe is out there that you don't have?
The prosecutor says she's gonna follow up with University Hospital to see if there are any scans. So we believe that we did see scans in the file previously, but they aren't there now.
And when you say scans of what?
Like hospital scans, x-rays, medical photos, things
Okay.
like
All right.
Judge, and just to speak to that, so when we were here last setting, I know the court informed me that this was our last discovery setting, and so I did everything that they asked last setting. The scan, this is the first I'm hearing of it. I have no knowledge of that. They've represented to me that they were formerly in the file and are not. The entire time that the file has been in my possession, I have not seen that. I did ask the previous prosecutor whether he had any knowledge of that, and he stated that he had never seen it as well. But just to comply with what they're asking for, I told them that I would reach out to university again, but I'm not sure. I'm so.
All right. So counsel, other than the scans, is that the final item?
yes, those are discovery issues.
All right. So you're reaching out to university today?
Yes, Judge. I mean, so we have the medical records. And whatever they're referring to, these x-rays, I would assume that they would be turned over with the medical records, but we don't have them. I've never seen them before. So it's something that I do need to reach out and ask if they have, but to my knowledge, I don't, this is the first I'm learning of it.
All right. And were you able to tender an offer?
I will do that today.
All right. So I'm going to set you all for a plea deadline date. Y'all need to confer off docket with regards to the discovery issues. Of course, if there is an issue where you don't have discovery and it actually exists, you can let the court know. But your discovery deadline, Ms. Ferguson, put this for the week of February 17th for a plea deadline date. All right, your plea deadline date is going to be February 17th. Mr. Smith, on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state. If you have not reached an agreement, your next setting is going to be a trial setting.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then parties, you'll need to be prepared on that date also to sign an acknowledgement of discovery. Counsel, is there anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
All right, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, once you all sign the reset form, you'll be excused. If you'll have a seat, they'll bring the reset form to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, good morning. So you have a power strip? Yes, are you able to come in the afternoon? Is 1 o'clock too soon or too late? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. All right.
Whether he noticed or no clue, or man may not be. Whatever. Straight.
All right, Justin Guzman.
You approach it.
Yes.
Apparently I have an unlocatable client right now.
All right, when you say unlocatable, what do you mean?
Well, they thought he was not at Atascosa, so they checked Garza West, and he's not there either, apparently.
So apparently the information that Garza West has is for a different Guzman, Justin. So Judge, I would ask that we can see about putting this on the docket for another day to give me a little more time to contact the officer to see if we could investigate a little further on where exactly he is.
Okay, just
I
one
don't have any
second.
objection to that, Judge.
Let me see something.
I believe
He's-
Norma and Yaya looked in the system, have contacted Atascosa, have contacted Guzman West, Garza West, I'm
and Viva.
sorry.
What's his date of birth? Or do we know his age? You said 1989? So that puts him at what, 35?
Think so, more or less.
Does he only have this charge? Does he have anything else?
Judge, all the report says that he was convicted of a felony offense in Atascosa County before he was placed on probation on this charge. So I'm not sure what those charges are. Yeah.
All right, just one second. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for something real quick.
That's fine, Judge.
No, I have plenty. That's mine.
I'm just trying to see something. System. I'm trying to see if we can find your client.
It's fine.
All right, this is the correct number. Do you want to call this number and see if the family can tell you where he is?
I can certainly do that.
All right,
What
so,
number you mean?
yeah, if
Yeah.
you'll call that number and
Okay.
ask where he's located, just let them know you're his attorney. And, because he has a warrant in this court. So if you call that number, if you want to call it, and then let's
Report
find
back.
out, yes.
That's fine.
All right, thank you. Yes.
He has a big warrant for this part.
Yes. All right, do you have, do you know how close they are to bringing inmates? We are being patient.
Yes. That's what he's doing.
All right, for those of you who have someone who's in custody, they're coming, they're going to be late. Yes.
Got a couple of those.
All right, are you?
Still coming?
Yes, they're coming. All right. So you have a Gary,
How late?
I don't know. We'll see
Oh,
when they
but
get
this
the.
morning sometime?
Yes,
Okay, that's good.
all right.
On the viewer,
Yes.
that's Charles Woods client, he's in trial and he's on mine.
Okay. Who's here on Jeffrey Guerrero? All right, Deputy Laura. You can let them know that a Gary will be recalled tomorrow. Yes, yes.
You wanna give her tomorrow's lunch?
Hmm?
You know what I hear?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Guerrero. He's the one who's on the side of the road, correct? So it's just for Guerrero. Sorry about that.
Right, yeah. That's it.
All right, Francisco Martinez. Oh, your client needs to come forward.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Hi, hey, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. So where are we on his PTD?
We just signed the paperwork, Your Honor, this morning, and I have to just email it to the DA's office, which I will do as soon as I leave the court.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a PTD date on Gaza Martinez. All right, we'll be back on February 24th.
Okay, thank
Once you
you.
sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just have a seat. He'll bring the reset form to you.
Thomas Wagner?
Judge Macro,
Yes.
went straight to voicemail. I left a message.
All right.
I don't know what else.
All right. And so your client is Justin Guzman?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. On Justin Guzman, they have him listed as having a warrant.
Right.
And I told him that he could appear by Zoom, and that was December 5th. But Sean, do you know if Veterans Treatment Court has been able to reach out to him? In fact, yes. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to give him a 14-day reset.
Okay.
And so we'll see if he shows.
Ready?
But he has a supplemental report from probation that we're trying to see what is happening.
Okay.
All right, I need a 14-day reset on Justin Guzman. I'm sorry, when? Okay,
6.
all right, we'll see if we can find him.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, Mr. DeLeon. Let me see you.
Sure. Sometimes you get. Yeah. He didn't.
All right. All right, everyone, please be seated.
Well, yeah. Can't see that file for. You'll have some. Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Vashon, have you received the email from that person? Mr. Griffin? Are you Thomas Griffin Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I'm his lawyer,
all right.
court appointed me for this.
Yes, thank you very much. So we were able to reach Mr. Martinez. We're just waiting for him to send over an email saying that you've satisfied this condition. So he should be sending it to us shortly. Because I like to have all I's dotted and T's crossed, because if I don't receive this, and if something were to happen, I were to win the lottery and retire, the new judge who comes in, they'll say, I don't have this. You didn't complete it. So he said that he was going to email it to us, and that was at, let's see, 9:25 a.m. is when I was able to reach him. And I texted him and gave him Miss Abrams' email address as well as mine. So just be patient. He's sending that over and it should be taken care of.
We'll wait until you call us again, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Thomas Griffin Williams. I have an update. You know, sometimes I don't know if, sometimes people's time frame is different from my time frame. So when I talked to him and he said he would email it, I had the impression that it was going to be done fairly quickly, because he said, oh, I don't have to write a letter or anything. I can just email. I'm like, yes, you can. He said, oh, that'll be easier.
Judge, your time frame is sometimes yesterday.
Yeah, thank you. But it's yesterday with kindness and patience, right, Michonne? So I just talked to him and he told me he's not near a computer. He said he will be near a computer in an hour. So this is what we can do, because this is the only reason why you're here. If you want, you all can be excused. We will see if he sends this in an hour. If he does, probation will let you know it's been sent and this has been satisfied. If he doesn't send it, probation will let you know it hasn't been sent. And we'll see if we can have him on a recording with all of us present saying that you've satisfied the condition. At least that way you'll have something. All right, so you're excused. Do we need another reset for him, Miss Abrams, or no?
Provider on that particular student has been satisfied by the courts.
Yes. So that will be satisfied. And if for some reason he does not send it, we can see if we can set up a Zoom, have him on Zoom, stating on the record that you have satisfied that condition, and then you will be done with that condition. All right.
So may we be excused now, Judge?
Yes.
And await further word from the court?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Of course, always.
Thank you. All right, who's here on Johnny Joe Aguirre? Okay. And do you know how long they've been in trial? Who is Alexis Gonzalez? Okay, okay. All right, state on Johnny Joe Aguirre. Are you all prepared to tender an offer today to defense counsel's in jury trial? It's Johnny Joe Aguirre.
I think there was an offer made.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to recall this for the week of February 3rd. So if y'all can make sure that he has an offer. I need a date, week of February 3rd. All right, we'll come back on February 6th. And Jason, on McIntyre, if you can make sure that defense has no motions that the court needs to hear. I think we've heard all the motions.
Which one?
McIntyre, because that's the week of February 3rd.
Right, I think you said it for
The third
determining
for
motions
motions.
for the third.
So if you can make sure, if you could call them and see if they have any evidentiary motions or
Well,
something of that nature.
They just got some. They just asked for more.
$200. The 7th. Mhm.
Morning, Judge.
Morning.
Two motions. One's for him to see on. Two file. The one that. So just want to close that. No, because we just send it back in like October, November. It's two different people, right? So one.
Oh, yeah. No, just 200.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
All right. Deputy Laura, I think he needs a mask. Yes. No, not for you, the person in the office. Yeah.
It was the most miserable 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
It took 2 weeks to fully recover.
I can't even imagine.
It was a rough winter. My son got the flu, he got COVID,
Oh, my gosh.
and then everyone got RSV.
Uh,
Of course, he's resilient. He got over the flu like in a day. COVID in 2 days.
see, I'm not good with that. I can't take pain. I'll say Jose Amador.
Yes, Judge, that's a motion to pay. We've led to it. He's gonna be sentenced next week on Thursday.
Okay.
And that case particularly, I guess, is gonna be TIC, but those two files there are the ones that he had pled to.
All right. And if you'll make sure to have them make you a copy.
Yes, Judge. And then there's another motion, I think they're printing out the docket sheet.
Okay.
Because that case we pled in sentence to, I don't recall, she was the one that had issues coming out. Occasionally had to
Mhm.
bring her out.
Oh, yes.
We resolved that matter. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, the court is going to be recessing at noon. And you'll have to come back in the afternoon.
Yeah, man. Two sides. But I will make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You did a great job.
All right, Arianta De La Cruz.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Your Honor.
All right, so have you received all the discovery?
Well, all right, Judge. So we were hired in December of last year. We did receive voluminous discovery from the state. I don't know how many gigabytes there are.
State. Who's the state on Arianta Emmanuel De La Cruz?
Me, Judge.
Have you turned over all discovery?
It's on the e-discovery system, Your Honor, but there are multiple surveillance videos, but it's all uploaded and available to defense.
All right, did you tender an offer?
I did not provide an offer today, but I can do so.
All right, an offer will need to be provided today. Ms. Ferguson, set this for a plea deadline date in March. And when is spring break for people? All right, set it for the week of March 17th for a plea deadline date. All right, March 20th is going to be your plea deadline date. Before you leave today, the state will make sure that your attorney has received an offer.
Yes, ma'am.
On that date, if you all have not come to an agreement, then your next setting is going to be a jury trial date.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, just have a seat. They're going to give you a reset form. Once you sign that, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Judge.
You're welcome.
Okay. One, two.
Thank you.
All right. You're here on Ruben Torres?
Yes, I'm sorry, Judge. I am. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Oh, great. So where's your client? Is he set for today?
No, he's not set for today. I
Okay.
just stopped by to see about it. It's just transfer told by us, community supervision. Do you require that? If he requires presence, we'll come back.
All right. It says on here that he was already supposed to be transferred to Williamson County.
No, this mine. This is what happens when Jason doesn't show up.
Okay. Yeah.
I have Nueces County. Ruben Torres is Torres, Ohio, right?
Yes. And it says here on August 15th, transfer to Williamson County.
You know what, Judge? Let's hold and get
Okay.
to the bottom. I'm sorry, Judge.
No problem. But yeah, that's what I have. Let me go to. Let me see, because the transfer is
Something's
from
not
August,
right.
so it's not, may not be in,
And your order already, you've already signed an order for you?
yes, you may want to check with probation, but
know
in my
what?
notes, it says,
That's a good idea. I should have probably checked with them before I
oh, no
approached you.
problem. But in my notes, it says that he's to be transferred to Williamson County.
Let me clear it up with them.
Sure,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome.
How's your mom doing?
Oh, she's doing great. Yeah, arthritis, but you know, that's everybody. Oh, I have, yes, she probably is.
Where's from? What name?
I have no.
I was gonna wave to her.
Oh, you can always wave to mom. She'll see and she'll say, is that Joey Contreras?
You tell her that we go way back.
We do. You know, it's so funny. I was telling the deputies and the attorneys about that trial where I was sitting with Pat Hancock and we were trying the case.
Ah, you have a good memory.
Oh yeah, I call it the domino case because it was all over dominoes. That's how I remember my cases.
You were a very aggressive's not the right word. Aggressive makes it seem like you were kind of
Yeah.
nails out, but you weren't like that. You're very persistent. You did you represented your clients very well.
Oh, thank you so much. Hey, how's the novels coming along?
A new one coming out in a few weeks.
All right, I'll be there.
I'll get you one.
All right, thank you.
I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, I think he may need a mask is
That's fine, it's Martinez.
right here on the end. Okay.
Oh, hold on one second. Let me see if you want it. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Morning. How's it going?
Got roller skates today. I'm paying for being off a little while.
Oh, isn't it always the way?
It's always the way.
Yes. Oh, I'll tell you about it. I switched it up a little. Norma. If you can remove these cases from the docket. Yes, because the PTD has been signed. And on Valle, they're talking to the probation officer.
Ask her a question.
Okay.
That's for me, George.
All right.
My approach.
Just give me a
Oh,
moment. Let
okay.
me, I have to pull things up. Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So quick question. So on this case, It's going to be a plea. It's going to be for time. My question to you is, do you normally do a PSI on these types of cases?
Well, there will be no need for a PSI. I'll read the police report and see if the offer is
Okay.
appropriate.
Okay.
But, yeah.
My next question is, okay, so it's not required. Normally it's not. Do you have access to the competency evaluation as well? Do you look at that, or is that something that,
It should be in the file, and so I'll review it,
okay,
whatever everyone wants me to review.
okay. If I wanted to get a PSI done, could I get that done?
Why would you need a PSI?
Really just to get you more information on my client's history,
Mhm.
which may be helpful, maybe not, but I don't necessarily think it's
Well, is this
necessary
a
at this
cap
point.
offer?
It's just a 2-year recommendation for, to do.
Okay, then I don't need a PSI.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I just didn't know if these particular cases that maybe you would. Okay, all right.
No, I'll just read the police report, look at the facts. I'll review the competency if you want to present that to me, and I'll make a decision on whether or not I think it's an appropriate sentence.
And the only reason why I think the competency evaluation might be beneficial is because it'll go into his history as far as his mental health issues.
It's fine.
Okay.
And they should have a copy of it.
Okay, all right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome.
Approach on that, Judge.
Just give me a moment. Yes.
Judge, I was here on Mr. Martinez. I believe we have an agreement worked out on this case.
Mhm.
I was seeing if we could maybe come back to do the plea and go over the paperwork. Maybe when the court isn't as crowded, doesn't have as much going on. He's the elderly gentleman in the front. I think it will take a while to go over the paperwork with him.
Oh, no, you can
And
go
he-
ahead.
He can't hear.
All right, you can
So-
go ahead and go with the paperwork. They can put him on the back over there.
Okay, because he's having trouble hearing. I've raised my
Alright.
voice. He still can't hear.
All right, they'll work with you. He can go in the
Okay.
back row.
Yeah. Yes. They will. Judge,
Yes,
May I ask a procedural question?
sure.
Like, I have been hired by a gentleman who has two MTIs that are warrants right now.
Mhm.
And I know the procedure, filed a motion to come before you to get the bonds set.
Yes.
They're both nonviolent. My question is, after the bonds are set, would you allow him to go to satellite or do you require him to go all the way to jail?
Oh, that's whether he goes all the way to jail or satellite is really dependent upon satellite. Sometimes satellite will not accept them.
That is true.
So it depends on satellite.
I'd have to coordinate with satellite. I didn't think about that.
Yes.
They only take them at certain.
Well, they only take them at certain times and then some cases they do not take it all. So
But
you
if
have
they
to
are,
coordinate.
I'm sorry, if they are otherwise okay, you would be a,
That's fine with me.
Oh. That's it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Yeah. On the fourth, should I say? I know.
Olson Randy.
Good morning. Norma, do you have Manny Rodriguez's cell number? I mean, not cell number, email address. Hey, it's just happiness to have you back. Right, do you have the email address?
Oh, just exit. I'll wait for you up there.
Yeah.
Okay. See you again. See you.
Can I have that printout, please?
Yeah.
It should be two. And could you give that to LaShawn? Thank you.
Yeah. Amy and
All right, and Norma, do you have Mark Stevens' email address? Thank you. Okay. I see. Mhm. Yes, sure.
I think I have your number.
Oh, it's right here. I'm sorry.
Yes, that is what they're Yeah, I have to. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, awesome. I'm down, but I got that on this. I'll ask you. Yeah. That's all the information. If you lost her. She can't review.
No.
Well, and it may have been what. I just.
Ezekiel Neely?
Morning, Judge for President.
No, okay, nothing more than what we already have.
Judge, do we need a full reporter?
Oh, just one second. I'm doing 4 things at one time.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Judge, will you pardon me for a moment?
Yes.
Thank you.
So this is a compliance?
Restitution hearing, Judge.
Okay. So have you all agreed on a restitution amount or no?
We have not, Judge. The last time we were here, I think the court gave the complainants some time to submit
Yes.
receipts. It's on to probation and to the state, and there's been no evidence submitted.
Okay. All right. So just give us a moment and we will bring the court reporter out. Is this the case with regards to car repairs and restitution?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is this, maybe I'm confusing my cases, but didn't someone send something saying they didn't want restitution anymore? Or is that a different case?
That's
Okay. All righty, so do we know if the complainant is going to be by Zoom?
That's the complaint. He has not returned any emails
Mhm.
or phone calls to the office with Judge. He's not offering, he's not from the report.
any further reports.
Mhm.
To probation, I think the state can, I mean, I know that.
Your Honor, for this case, we do have 3 witnesses.
Okay.
They are waiting in the Zoom waiting room.
All right. Are they under the Zoom link of Alexis Gonzalez?
That I don't know.
Well,
I sent them the Zoom meeting information this morning and they've been logged on, as far as I'm aware. There should be a Guadiana, a Cervantes, and no, a Pineda and a Torter.
all right, Alexis Gonzalez. There's a new Zoom link number. Did you get that from Ms. Ferguson? Are you?
No, I did not.
All right, so that is why. If you'll get the new Zoom link from her. All right, just have a seat. All right, who's here on Marlon Phillips? All right. Deputy Mejia, you want to make an announcement for Marlon Phillips in the hallway? And counsel, pretrial services that stated that they reached out to you. Did they reach out to you?
I don't know. I have to look at my file. She left messages on my phone yesterday and early this morning. She's not run away, but she's not here.
All right,
And she said, I am coming. But
okay. All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling nightback number 740549, State of Texas versus Marlon Phillips. Can I have parties announced for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense.
Callahan defense.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:04 a.m. The court received a first violation report from pretrial services stating that they have not had any contact with Marlon Phillips. He was released on a PR bond.
She,
Oh, it's a she,
believe so.
Marlon? All right. Well, let's correct it this way. Marlon Phillips was released on a PR bond and they have not had any contact with him. This is a drug case and there are no labs. So defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Only by telephone, Your Honor.
State?
State's just requesting a judge's warrant, Your Honor.
All right, the court will issue a judge's warrant. Part of the PR bond conditions is that he's to report to pretrial services and also to show up to court when requested. All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, if your client is able to make an appearance, the court will of course reconsider.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, on the parties for the. All right, Nathan Martinez.
Yes, Judge.
All right, today is the final plea deadline date.
So this is the situation, Judge. At the last sitting, we conveyed, since this is a capital, our offer to the state. And then Jason needed to meet with Mr. Gonzalez to see if what would happen with that. He did convey to me yesterday their counter offer to my offer. So I've discussed that with Mr. Martinez. And we're contemplating possibly countering back a different number. So there's that. And so, I mean, I feel like we're still kind of in pre-negotiations for it to be a final plea deadline date.
Mhm.
And then also, this is not Mr. Garahan's fault. I kept talking to him about a certain piece of evidence that just doesn't seem to be anywhere in my murder file. And he agreed, and then he finally did find it over at the lab, and he did get that to me today. Well, that does change kind of a lot of what I had been talking about with my client based on this not new evidence, but new evidence kind of to us. And I told Jason that probably causing me to need to get a specific type of an expert appointed. So I just feel like we're still kind of wavering amongst, I mean, I know we're getting close to either a number that we're all going to agree to or go to trial. We're just not quite there yet.
All right, this is being set for trial. We've been back so many times on a plea deadline date. So I need a trial setting. Y'all want to discuss the trial date?
Sure, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Martinez, Ricardo? Ricardo Martinez?
Hi.
Thank you for approving that $275.
Oh, hey,
I emailed those records to Miss Ferguson.
no, I don't understand why they would expect appointed counsel to pay that.
Either way,
I mean, appointed has certain connotations to it.
that means broke. That means broke.
Yeah, your attorney can't afford those records. All right, what date? November 3rd. I mean, we'll put it on the docket with other cases, and then if it doesn't go, it doesn't go, but that is far off into the future. That's not even back to the future. That's like some Star Trek stuff. Yeah. All right, Mr. Cervantes. Gabriel Cervantes. He's not here. Do you want to check to see if he's here?
Yes,
mean-
Your Honor.
Yes. The only person we have on screen is Grenada.
Will you give me a moment to call Mr. Cervantes?
Yes. All right, if you all will step back
Yes, Your Honor.
and we'll bring you back up. Ricardo Martinez. Court is calling 2024 CR 4221, State versus Ricardo Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Megan Galloway for the state.
defense?
Andrew Priest for the defense.
Are you Ricardo Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Martinez, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes,
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes,
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
yes.
All right, everyone, we're on the record, so please don't approach the coordinator. State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we move to waive the repeater enhancement and also waive count 1 and proceed on count 2.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
No,
Mr. Martinez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? The document that tells you your rights, did you review that with your attorney?
yes,
Did you understand it?
yes,
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance?
Ye-
Felony group 1, more than 4 grams. That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes,
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand?
yes,
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes,
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
no, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes,
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
yes,
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge. I conferred with the state. I believe they were going to let us address the fine, so I don't know if that would be outside the agreement.
All right. State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
yes,
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, DWI intervention, the victim impact panel live, and ignition interlock. Did you understand those are recommendations from the
Yes.
state and the court does
ma'am.
not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then how do you plead to count 2? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State offers states exhibit number 1 and attachment.
And I've reviewed those documents with my client. We have no objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waivers with your attorney? This
Yes,
document, did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes,
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we'd like to proceed with sentencing today.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we would just ask that you follow the plea bargain. My client is almost 70 years old. He has a variety of health issues, knows he made a mistake. And we would just ask that the court follow the plea bargain. Regarding the fine and community service, he is indigent. He is on a fixed income. He is 70 years old. We just have concerns about him being able to pay the full fine in addition to the court costs and whatever classes he would have to take while he's on probation. And he does have a variety of health issues, and he just has a concern about physically being able to complete his community service. So we would just ask if the court would take that into consideration.
What's your health issue? What is your health issue?
Oh, right now it's hurting right here. I put in the county car slip.
So you didn't have issues before you were arrested?
Yes, I had 4 screws in my back. A broken hip, a broken arm. They're gonna break it again, so I could operate, but no.
So why are you still driving around with drugs and committing DWIs? That doesn't stop you with
What?
your health issues.
I can't hear you.
Why do you keep with your health issues? Why are you driving around with drugs? Why are you picking up DWIs? That doesn't affect your health
It's
issues.
been 30 years ago, man.
No, this drug case was not 30 years ago today. If it was 30 years, we wouldn't be here.
DWIs only.
And you have this drug case.
That was something else. You won't believe me anyway, so.
Well, so here's the thing. People will come before me, they have medical issues and they say, don't give me community service because I can't do these, I can't do community service, but people can commit a crime.
I can clean up,
Okay.
I get the,
Do you live by yourself?
yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. Do you have any grandchildren? Do you have any grandchildren?
Grandchildren,
Yes.
yes.
All right. This is what the state, you're asking for this DWI intervention and victim impact panel live and ignition interlock. Why is that?
Just in the stipulation, so as the defendant just stated, I mean, he does have prior DWIs in his history. It's concerning to me that the evidence that was stipulated to was that while he was sitting in his car, he was thrown back multiple Modelo beers. Had the police not intervened at the time that they did, he would have been driving while intoxicated. So that's why I'm asking for that, Your Honor.
All right, there's a $2,000 fine. It'll be probated. 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. TAP evaluation in custody. Follow TAP recommendations. Also, we'll do a referral to felony drug court. That's to be in custody. There's to be regular random UAs. Proof of employment or SSI. Within 45 days of release, there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. No unsupervised contact with minors. Ignition interlock for half the term. You want to speak towards the victim impact panel and the DWI intervention? Because this sort of, the facts are, this would have been a DWI if he had been driving and.
Once again, Judge, he wasn't charged with any type of DWI. There were some DWIs in his past. However, my understanding is his last DWI was over 20 years ago. Whatever the court feels is appropriate, I would argue that if he's being evaluated for felony drug court, the random UAs, the TAP evaluation, I believe all of those things would hopefully address any issues regarding either drugs or alcohol that he may have, can be addressed through the TAP or through the felony drug court.
All right, State, what I'm going to do, I think to address your issues, your concern with his driving, I'll do the ignition interlock. Defense, you are correct. The TAP evaluation should provide some type of treatment if you're honest. All right, so ignition interlock, half the term, 120 sober meetings in 120 days upon release. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're gonna have to change your ways. Otherwise, it's not gonna end well for you. Understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you in this court. To be successful on probation, communication is key. If for any reason you feel as though your issues are not being addressed, you can speak to probation, and if they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. All right, for the restitution hearing, please. Ezekiel Neely. We're back on the record in 2024 CR 3316, State versus Ezekiel Neely. And State, do you have witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe we should have Gabriel Guadiana Cervantes logged in now.
All right, Mr. Cervantes, if you can unmute, please. Are you Gabriel Cervantes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here we go again with the sound. All right, could you say something now, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, could you have IT come down and tell them that we have no sound?
Hello? Hello?
All right, everyone, sorry, we have no sound.
Hello?
Mr. Cervantes, I know that you can hear us, but on our end, we can't hear you. So we're gonna have IT come down to fix that. If you are at work, you can go back to work, and then I'll have the state contact you to Zoom back in.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Bologna. Who's the attorney for Leonardo Bologna?
Here, Judge.
Thanks.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, counsel, you're on this side. That's okay. So where are we on discovery?
Judge, I believe we have discovery. I've conferred with the state and we're just asking for a 30-day reset. There's a matter of restitution and I've spoken with the family. And so we're going to try to pay that in
All
the
right.
30 days.
So has an offer been tendered?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, I need a plea deadline date in 30 days on Bologna. All right, February 24th will be your plea deadline date.
Thank you, Judge.
If an agreement is not reached at that time, then your next setting will be a jury trial date.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. I'll let her know.
Yes. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me put this in the system. Thank you. You're welcome. But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, so the cause number in the indictment should be 2024 CC 735598.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. All right, so why should I accept the plea of 103 days? It appears that he won't stop stealing.
Judge, it's a plea agreement that we have with the state. I think in this instance, it was, bad decision. He's taken responsibility. I think 103 days is more than appropriate.
All right, but I don't understand. He won't stop stealing. Why do you continue to steal?
And I apologize though.
No, I mean, hey, that's CVS pharmacy. But why do you continue to steal?
I was having a bad day. I was stuck, I'm stuck in San Antonio. I didn't have no money. I really don't got an excuse.
Right, because here's the thing. What if everybody decided I'm having a bad day? I'm in a place that I don't want to be, so everybody just starts stealing.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing. You're continuing to steal. And now you have a felony because you continue to steal.
Yeah.
So is a can of beer worth 103 days of your life?
No.
That's what y'all agreed to, 103 days in the jail for a can of beer. All right, court is finding you guilty. Court will sentence you to 103 days under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled, and there's to be no contact with CVS Pharmacy. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, I understand.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, so you all need to. Yeah. Oh, you're trying to do this, or this is the one you do,
Okay, thank you.
because you want this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They're saying that they still can't hear you.
Oh, I can't hear them. Yes.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, this is Gabriel Cervantes.
You want to check the touch point levels, see if anything that needs to be switched. Most likely it needs to switch over to.
Hello, hello.
Oh, you all are doing that?
Can you lower it down over here, Fernando?
Give it to her.
Judge, you can go ahead and mute it on your end.
Okay.
1 second, Fernando.
Hello, hello.
I'll let you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Fernando, what I'm gonna do, I'm connected right now.
All right, Mr. Cervantes, can you say something, please?
Hello, this is Mr.
No.
Cervantes.
Oh, it's showing him like he could see that he's speaking.
Hello, hello.
All right, could you speak one more time, please?
Hello, hello, this is
Oh, yeah,
Cervantes.
All right, we'll take them up in the afternoon. Thank you.
Hello, hello.
All right, everyone on Neely, we're gonna have to bring you all back this afternoon so that they can figure out what's happening with the equipment. Or else the only other solution, if you all agree that this is Gabriel Cervantes, he can be on phone if somebody has a cell phone to call him and put it on speaker. Those are the two choices we have. That's my MacGyvering.
So I'm okay coming back at 1:30 or whenever.
All right, so 1:30. Okay. All right, we'll be back at 1:30. Thank you. All right, who is here with the interpreter?
We're present, Judge.
All right, which client is this?
It's Juan Manuel Alada Rascon.
All right, Juan Rascon. All right, so my understanding, the agreed protective order was signed and the state was supposed to tender an offer.
And we have, Your Honor.
Okay. And the immigration attorney?
Yes, Judge, I've talked to the MAC office. They're going to be sending me a Padilla letter or memo regarding his immigration status. Additionally, with regard to the plea offer, I consulted with my client.
Mhm.
He reviewed it and rejected it and is asking for a jury trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Rascon, do you need any time to think about the state's offer or no? Otherwise, I'll set you for jury trial and your plea deadline date will have expired and the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. So do you wish for a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
2 to 3 days, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, for family violence, I need a jury trial date, 2 to 3 days. All right, your jury trial date will be April 1st. You'll be brought over dressed in whatever clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in some other different clothing, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Have a good one. All right, who's here on Omero Sanchez?
Before we get started on this, the complainant is here in the courtroom and he would like to give a victim's impact statement.
All right, then you all are gonna have to come back in the afternoon.
What happened, Judge? I'm sorry.
They have a complainant. The complainant wishes to give a victim impact statement. So you all need to be back in the afternoon.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who's here on Elysia Ibanez? And there are no applications. Court is calling 2024 CR 4016, State of Texas versus Eleazar Ibanez. Ibanez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Defense?
Juan Aguilera for Mr. Ibanez.
And are you Mr. Ibanez? All right, and I know you have a motion to revoke as well, but we'll take this case up first. Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ibanez, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ibanez, did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with evading arrest, detention, vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
In my opinion, he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, he is, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you were represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's no applications. This will run concurrently with 2022 CR 11794. The state will take in consideration 2024 PF 28444, 445, and 446. Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State offers State's Exhibit Number 1 and attachment.
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yeah.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will follow your agreement. The court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 11794. The court will take in consideration the following cause number 2024 PF 2844, 445, and 446. Is there anything with regards to sentencing under that cause number?
No, Your Honor.
Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
We're proceeding in cause number 2022 CR 11794. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you the same Eleazar Ibanez Jr., who's placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 11794 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on June 1st, 2023 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, just for clarification, so the copy of the MTR that I have is labeled first amended, but it does have a portion at the bottom labeled second amended. Does the court have that version?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so the state will be proceeding on violation of condition number 1 on or about the 22nd day of December 2024 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Eleazar Ibanez Jr. committed the offense of evading arrest in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We
State-
waive and abandon the remainders, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to a $500 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. It is for the court to grant the state's motion, revoke the defendant's community supervision, and sentence him to 5 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
All right, is that the agreement?
That's the agreement, Your Honor.
Are you asking the court to follow that agreement? Are you waiving your right to appeal? Then the court will follow your agreement. The court will grant the motion, sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and I'll request the therapeutic community. Therapeutic community does not increase the time that you're in custody, but it may help with any drug issues you may have. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you? All right, you're getting close to where you're spending a lot of your time in prison. You're gonna have to make a decision. If you want to spend the rest of your life in prison or locked down somewhere, guess what? They will always find money to do that. But if you want to change your ways, you can't be doing this anymore. You understand? All right, good luck to you, okay? You're
May I
welcome.
be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Martinez, Ricardo, that's what you have in the back. Clara?
Miguel Contreras.
Yes, Garza?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, where are we on this case?
Did we have a plea agreement? Just getting the paperwork done. I know you want us to come back at 1:30. I
Yes.
can't. Can I come back tomorrow,
Yes.
please?
All right, Norma, on Miguel Contreras, that's gonna be a plea. They'll come back to remark. Is the paperwork done or no?
No, We're gonna get it done before we leave today.
Oh.
If this, is that okay?
Well, if you all do the paperwork before you leave today, are you able to appear by Zoom?
By the office, yeah, through your office. yeah.
All right, so what we'll do is you complete your paperwork, go over it with your client,
Yeah.
and then we'll have you back at 1:30 for Zoom.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
great. I'll just wait for the state's paperwork. Just have a seat and we'll get it done.
All right, Randy Folsom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, Judge.
All right, where are we on Mr. Folsom?
Yes, Judge. Currently regarding the discovery setting for today, we're still awaiting blood discovery from Texas DPS as of this time, Judge. So that's where we are regarding discovery.
All right, does anybody have any idea when this will be done? Because it's been going on since last year. See, if you say last year, it makes it sound very long, but
It does.
it's in October of last year.
Yes.
So,
Your Honor, I think that probably be more suitable for the states. I know they were requesting.
all right, State, do you have an idea when the blood discovery will be available for defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna reset this, and if blood discovery is not in, somebody needs to have whoever is in charge of blood discovery, DPS or whoever the officer may be, and they'll need to come in and explain why there's no blood discovery. I'm sure Mr. Folsom does not want to remain in jail awaiting blood discovery.
Yes, Your Honor, on the subject of that, I did previously file a motion to reduce bond. I know it's currently set at 30,000. In light of some of this delay issues, may the bond be reduced in half to 15,000?
All right, so with regards to the bond issue, if y'all can come back at 1:30 and I'll take that matter up.
Okay.
All right,
Yes, Judge.
Thank
Will we
you.
approach then?
yes.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, we're gonna go on break.
Have a teacher.